Julius Erving, a brilliant performer. You want to talk about ballet, power, finesse? The man's got it all. Timeout. Crowd as Philadelphia has matched their biggest lead of 13 after the Lakers had made a run to 6. The Doc 17 points and 10 rebounds. And if anyone can keep the Lakers at bay, Julius can as Dawkins checks in.
Now the Sixers have to be very careful now not to get away from it, because they fought off another LA surge, but you know there's another one coming.
At least one.
And if you relax at all, it'll be on you and over you before you know it.
Sixers have to make sure they don't get too emotional here, and they play within themselves. Los Angeles, though, are an explosive team. Billy Cunningham will tell you, an obviously great basketball team. McAdoo in the ball game with 5 seconds, offensive foul against Los Angeles. On McAdoo, 3 on him. Team fouls, Lakers 1, Sixers 2, with just under 7 minutes to play in the third period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell with all the excitement here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia on CBS Sports. Julius dumps it off, wide open, Dawkins. Not that
good
time.
shot. It didn't go, but it was a good shot.
Here comes Norm Nixon, the Roadrunner, and they call a foul on Cheeks, and Billy Cunningham off the bench as Cheeks was called for the foul, and Cunningham, after the first complaint, knocked off.
You see, the reason that was a good shot was they have to double team Julius, and what he has to do is make them come in, and Daryl Dawkins or any of those guys in the front line will make 6 or 8 out of 10 of those shots. And so if when it's open, you got to take it. It's a good shot.
Cheeks
because
is
now the Lakers have to be aware that the guys on the weak side is open.
Second on Cheeks. Out of bounds Wilts, and I'll tell you something, you know, the way this game is, Philadelphia is up by 13. It's almost like you're waiting for the inevitable. Not necessarily the Laker win, but the Laker coming back. That's how good they are. The other shoe to drop, so to speak.
Well, you know it's coming. And the Sixers so far seem to have been up to it so far to fight it off.
6:21, 3-second against Philadelphia. 3-second violation gives it back to Los Angeles. They're approaching the point that we hit in game number 1 when LA really made their 40-9 run. Wilts inside, basket good and a foul. So Jamal Wilts now has 10 points in the ball game, and the personal foul on Philadelphia, Daryl Dawkins, he has 4. So Caldwell Jones and Dawkins each with 4 fouls, and Caldwell Jones on the bench right now.
As players mature, one of the things they learn to do is when it is not prudent to try to block a shot. In other words, if a guy's got you beat and the best you're going to come out with is a foul, you just have to back off. Because your presence is more important than that particular basket.
6 minutes to go in the third. Tony, baseline against Magic, reverse layup. Tony has 6 of his 8 points in this period, and he's starting to hit now. He's 3 for 3 in this 12-minute stanza. Jamal Wilts, watched by Jones. Good baseline move on Bobby Jones. Jones the rebound, the Doc. The foul is on Nixon. Watch Andrew Toney on the baseline against Magic Johnson, Bill.
Well, you can't let a guy like Tony go baseline because there are 3 places he can shoot here, he can give it a fake, and then go on the weak side. So that he's got 3 chances to shoot. If you make him go in the middle, he's got a good chance of getting help.
Second team foul on the Lakers. Sixers have 4. Tony again. He had 20 points in game 1, but he really didn't have a good scoring night because most of those points were late points and 2 for 2 from the 3-point range. They have now the biggest lead in the ball game, the Sixers, 14 with 5:18 to go in the third. McAdoo. Lakers know they've got to make hay in this period. No basket, and they're going to call a foul. It is on Philadelphia. Pat Riley trying to find the combination. If it's on Tony, it's 4. No, it isn't.
I think it's on Dawkins.
Oh, it is, and it's 5. 5 on Dawkins. And now they're going to bring in Earl Curidan again, who didn't play all that badly for a second-year player.
Yeah, they did quite well, but he already has 3 fouls to start also. His Dawkins playing deep. He and Kareem are getting to know each other. There they go over on the other side.
Dawkins has scored 9 points in the game, but he has 5 personal fouls. And now Billy Cunningham feels as Cooper comes in for Nixon that it's too early to bring Caldwell Jones back, who is playing with 4 fouls himself. And so that's why Curran is a key man right now.
Now, see what this takes away from the Sixers is that 15-foot jump shot that Dawkins and Caldwell Jones are both capable of making when Julius and Tony make the penetration.
Kareem, 6 for 10, and finally makes 2 free throws. He has 19 points in the ball game. Winding down to 5 minutes to go in the third period. LA made Philadelphia shoot from far out the last time. The Sixers are more patient with 10 seconds. Maurice Cheeks hits outside.
And so far today, he's been the man for him.
As you predicted, or at least said he would have to be the key at the end of game 1. Maurice has 13 points.
It's not so much a number as how he's got him is important also.
McAdoo with a screen from Kareem. Misses. Kareem, though, has the ball, and Tony almost knocked it away. Wide open Wilkes. Dead-eye from that range. Julius, 2-on-1. Tony and Erving. And it's Tony back to the dunk. And the foul is on McAdoo, and Julius going up, helped up now. Saw that shot go all the way up, and now Billy is claiming for an intentional foul. I don't know what he's complaining about.
See, Tony makes him commit defensively, and there comes McAdoo right there.
What was Billy's argument for the moment?
I'm not sure. I couldn't read his lips. Thank heavens.
Well, Philadelphia has weathered a couple of storms here. Their lead was cut to 6, but it's up to 14, which matches their biggest, and 4:26 showing on the clock. Third period. Coaching, he's a broadcaster. He can't stay away from it. I mean, you know.
And that's what he just told me. Say, go sit down.
Go sit down. I know you were checking to find out. You were checking to find out what Cunningham's beef was. What was it?
Well, they were discussing conversations that players were having out there, and Cunningham thought that they were speaking rather harshly to each other.
Harshly, okay. You know, you talked about the guards, Cheeks and Tony. They were 5 for 20 in the first half. They haven't missed a shot from the field, 5 for 5 in the second. So Philadelphia's guards, as you said so many times, so important.
Now, they're playing very well, as it's very obvious. But the Sixers always, with this team, but with the good teams, Sixers have a tendency to go into areas where they're flat, and they don't play well. And they have to be careful of a prolonged flat spot because the Lakers, the way they play, if you give them 3 minutes, they'll catch and pass you.
Philadelphia 7 of 16 from the free throw line as Julius makes 1 of 2. And the biggest lead of the ball game now, 15 points. Philadelphia trapping LA. Kareem underneath. Goaltending, or at least the basket will count as Julius wrapped it against the offensive board.
And that's the danger of a trap, is that you get... Yes, they get 2 easy shots. And both these teams know how to attack the zone press is what it is, basically.
4:10 to go. Now, what Philadelphia is keeping Bobby Jones and Curran way out. They want to show zone on LA's part. That's the purpose of that. Cheeks gets the bucket. They want to show Los Angeles or keep men guarding those 2 players out of the flow. And a foul on Philadelphia. It'll be their 15th foul and a penalty situation, and Magic will go to the line, and the foul is on Mo Cheeks' 3rd. So when we see people like Jones and Curran way out of the flow, they're forcing LA to keep a man on there. Kareem is going out now. He has scored 21 points in the ball game.